What's going on, y'all? Classic in the building, car vlog on the way to work. God is good. We are carried through another week. Um, I love you. God loves you. He sent Christ to love on us and show us what ultimate sacrifice is. Um, just an opportunity. I just like to just for a minute give reverence to God. Sometimes we fall in love with the things that He gives us, so He allow us to have. But I just want to give reverence, just for who He is. You know what I'm saying? Because these are troubling times, and when we actually read the Word and we don't para-preach or we don't be spoon-fed airplane style to what people want us to hear, we understand like these things are being fulfilled through a prophecy. Some of these things are not new under the sun. It might be new to us, but it's not new to God. Nothing is new to God under the sun. So always remember that. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. Me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We got some things in the works for June for 10 show of shows in Crown Point, Indiana. So if you're in the northwestern Indiana area, please come out and show love. Tickets are only $10 for adults and $5 for kids. We're going to talk about WrestleMania 39 Night 2. Watch this. I'll be honest with you. Night 1 was better, but I did enjoy WrestleMania Night 2. I think it started out pretty good. It was strong, and then it was just some dull moments, and then it was some injuries, and then it was just. But all in all, will I watch Night 2 again? Sure, I'll watch Night 2 again. I'll definitely watch Night 1 again. But it was good. I think they did a great job this weekend, WWE. So shout out to them. We'll go into it. Like I said, if I do not have the right order, please forgive me because I'm just driving and I'm trying. And I remember even yesterday, I forgot to mention Ray and Dom, and I had to come back to the car and do it because that match was awesome. Start off with Omos versus Brock Lesnar. It was a short and sweet match. Omos threw Brock around, worked his back and stuff like that. A lot of people didn't know that Brock had a tramp stamp. I knew it because it was in another match where it was exposed. That's Brock's business. That's Brock's business. So going back into it, eventually Brock gave him some suplexes, and Omos was up there for the German suplexes. Brock tried to do a F5, sold his back, and then Omos was going to give him the choke bomb. Brock jumped out of that and gave him an F5, and it was short and sweet, and it was it. I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to do anything with this, but if they stop, that's fine. I do think that WWE is behind Omos. I just think that they did it the wrong way. If you want to make this guy unstoppable and stuff like that, you already had him lose against Bobby. You had him lose against Braun, and you had him lose against Brock. And I will say on record that all three of those matches was pretty good. It was decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say it was like match of the night or anything like that, but a lot of people was like rolling their eyes, especially with that Braun match. A lot of people was like, oh, this ain't going to be good. It's just two big men. They ain't going to do that great. But they did great. They did wonderful at Crown Jewel. Him and Bobby was pretty good. Like, this match was short. It wasn't like the best big man match, but still. And, to their defense, they're going to say, well, he beat, former world champions beat him, but still, you could tell they're invested in him. I just wish they invested in him a little bit better than what they're doing. I believe the second match was the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag. It was Shayna and Ronda. It was Sonya and Chelsea Green. It was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And it was Shotzi and Natalia. Now, like I said yesterday, I want to say shout out to WWE for not putting these matches on pre-shows, because these were matches that would have been deemed as a pre-show, just like the men's tag, because it was no title match. So shout out to them. I don't know if they're going to get royalties like they used 2 years back. I hope so. So shout out to them. A lot of people be like, oh, well, this don't need to be here. This is a break or whatever like that. But shout out to them to give a lot of people chances on the big stage. Like I said, I don't know if it's Triple H is doing it. It probably is, but shout out to him for that. good match. It was a good pace. It did what it was supposed to do. It was like one spot. I guess Shayna hurt her knee. I mean, not her knee, her ankle, and she took off her shoe or whatever near the end, and then eventually Ronda got Shotzi to tap. It was a big dive out spot too. It was like some teamwork stuff. You know, some women, a lot of the women got a chance to shine, just like the men's tag the previous night. Ronda and Shayna wins. Ronda and Shayna, they do the title thing, like they want the titles around their waist. And I honestly think they're gonna beat Lita and Becky for it. You know, Lita, come on, man. Like Lita got other stuff she got to do with other ventures and all that. You know, ain't no way. And if she doesn't show up almost every week with the title, people are gonna talk about how bad those titles are because people are hit or miss for those women's tag titles in the first place. So. Going into that, I'm trying to think because I do not want to forget. Was it the women's match? Yeah, I believe it was the women's match. Asuka and Bianca. If it's not in order, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Bianca and Asuka was pretty good. They both had grand entrances. With Asuka having like different versions of her and stuff, and then she showed up at the end. Bianca, flawless entrance. You had some dancers. Was it the Compton Divas of Compton, I believe. It was wonderful. There was a young girl, the contortionist, at the end. She was dancing with Bianca. Triple H said yesterday that unfortunately her mother passed yesterday, the day of WrestleMania. And she showed courage to go out there and do something that a lot of kids don't have that permission to do. I mean, don't have that opportunity to do. I'm sorry. Praying for her family and everything like that. You know, it's a sad experience, but sometimes, you know, we got to push through some of the worst things in life to either be happy and to even get where we want to be. So, you know, the women did great. Praying, like I said, praying for the baby, praying for all those kids and stuff like that. Great match. It was physical. It was great. It was athletic. It was a great match. Bianca's gear was dope. I liked Asuka's gear. Great back and forth between the two. I've always talked about people not having their characters and not portraying their characters in matches. I think both of them did a great job. Bianca showed her strength with the suplex. You know, the suplex we usually see Claudio or Brian Cage do. She cleared it, so she got it and stuff like that. They teased with the mist, they teased with the hair, and then Bianca hit the KOD. And the way they did it, it was great because it was like Asuka was trying to do the arm bar, and then Bianca flipped it over and she switched it out to do the KOD. So it was perfect. It was perfect. Like I said, see, I'm already forgetting matches, so that was good. They had the triple threat. It's not in order. I'm gonna keep saying that. We had the triple threat. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, aka My Chest Hurts. My Chest Hurts. That's the match. My Chest Hurts. MCH. That's the name of the match. My Chest Hurts. These guys brutalized each other, and I was there for it, and I loved it. Chop to the chop to chop, chop to chop. They were doing a grinding beat on each other's chest. Grinding. That's all you was hearing. Great physical match from all three. All three showed strength, brutality, fight. Like, man, it was good. Crowd loved it. I loved it. The cameraman needs a raise, especially at the end where Sheamus was pinning Drew. And for the fans there saw it. But for us who watched it, we didn't know that Gunther was on top of the rope. And then all of a sudden he came out of nowhere. And then he powerbombed Sheamus on Drew and powerbombed Drew for the victory. So he beat an MFer with another MFer. That's always funny to me. But to see that. But it was great. It was a great match. People was clamoring for Sheamus to finally win the Intercontinental Championship so he can be a Grand Slam champion, because he never got it. So even when Drew pulled Sheamus off of Gunther, Like people was booing Drew, and that's not something normal that you see. You don't normally see Drew get booed bars, but they both got screwed because Gunther won, and he's in the winning mood. Ooh, ooh. But anyway, like I said, good match. People's chest was red. Gunther was getting some chops, man. He was getting chopped up. I don't know if it was a lesson or some people wrestle like this. Some people wrestle intense, but man, I never seen Gunther flinch like that. Like with Drew's chops specifically. I was like, oh my goodness, they out there killing each other. But that was a good match. I believe that was like the second or third match. They did something with Snoop and The Miz. A lot of people were assuming there was going to be like a big grand return, like a Orton or The Rock or something like that. And The Miz was like, oh, I didn't like you doing what you did yesterday when I had to go against Pat McAfee and blah, 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 blah. And then Snoop had Shane come out. Now, me and Kev, we were doing a live reacting. We looked at each other just like, look, I like Shane. But I didn't think Shane should have been the special guest for coming back. I mean, it is shocking because he did get fired because he produced a bad ending to the Royal Rumble that year, but still. So basically, Snoop books that match, Shane versus The Miz. Unfortunately, it was an injury after a vertical. Shane landed and messed his knee up, leading towards quad. That's what Triple H said. And then he tried to recover, but he just couldn't. So they had to call an audible. Vince. Snoop came in and stole off on The Miz like twice. Then he did the people's elbow. Shout out to them for trying to save it. Praying for Shane and stuff. I did a reaction of him like just being hurt because a lot of people are like, oh man, you too old, don't do this stuff. But let me just say this: injuries happen regardless of how old you are, regardless of how strong you are, how athletic you are. Sometimes your body gives out. Sometimes it's either from doing something you shouldn't have been doing. Sometimes it just randomly does. Remember Vince tore both quads going into the ring. You wouldn't think somebody would like really hurt themselves like that, but unfortunately he did. Everybody cracks jokes about Triple H and even Kevin Nash because of the quad tears they've accumulated together. So like that, they try to do audible. To me, I didn't think this spot needed to happen, but like I said, I don't do that. I told you so when it comes to injuries or wrestling. Man. After that, it was Edge versus Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell. Now, I will say this: I don't care about Brood Edge, especially if Brood wasn't there. Now, they was there in spirit because they was there in the back of his jacket. But I don't care about Brood Edge. And what made it more corny was Brood Edge. It was on this Titantrons, the screens and stuff in the back. So they could have just said Edge, but it said Brood Edge. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe the Brood gonna come out. I ain't gonna lie, I really did. It would have been dope, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. Could at least have Gangrel. But anyway, they had the Pope Exorcist commercial for it because, this is the future of wrestling of how they do things. And they've been doing this for a while, but now they get a little better with it. You get what I'm saying? So shout out to what they're doing. Mike's Harder Lemonade was sponsored the triple threat match, and then I guess this was sponsoring the Hell in a Cell. But like going back to Brood Edge, that's just like Grit Edge and True Grit Edge. Remember it was Grit Edge with Beth and all of this stuff and all that, and yeah. But anyway, Edge came out with his devil stuff. Y'all know how I be feeling about that. Finn Balor came out with some of the greatest body paint I've seen him have on, with his name and the demon thing. He was burning purple sage or purple haze. Shout out to Camera, Killer Cam. He was burning sage because, yeah, he definitely needed for this match. I knew this match was going to be a long time. It was fun. It was making fun of the Party City colors. They had like purple tables and red chairs and stuff like that. For what it's worth, it was a physical match. It was, I didn't think like the actual wrestling was gonna be bad or whatever like that. But then like Edge threw a ladder at Finn, and Finn got busted open, and then it was just like, when you get busted open like that, the referees stopped the wrestler and they tried to check on the injured wrestler, and it was funny. Edge's face was funny because Edge was still trying to look like angry, like I want to still take you out, but at the same time, knowing Edge was concerned about Finn Balor. It's like, oh, but you could tell like Daniel like he wanted to cry or something. So Finn, now this was awkward. When Finn got up from getting checked out and all that, he was trying to like no set it like Undertaker style, like, oh, I'm angry, I'm the demon. And then Edge just got on him. It just looked way more awkward. After that, it got really, really like, it was like some stuff was solid and some stuff was just like a little sloppy. And I understand because they kept checking on Finn with the injury and stuff like that. And then it was like even Finn, he had got on like the middle part of the cell, and he was going to do the coup de grace to Edge through the table. And Edge moved. Now I was like, dang. I felt like Edge could have took that, but still, And even thinking about like what Dante Martin went through this weekend with the table spot and landing on your feet. Like a lot of wrestlers was landing on their feet, and it made me like a little scared. Especially like not even just the Dante Martin, but what we went through with Shane. Edge hit the concerto on Finn, and he won. And like I said, it was okay. I don't want to say it was the worst match, but it wasn't my favorites, especially with the Miz and Shane situation. I've said that I'd rather have Hell in a Cell matches on WrestleMania and stuff than a pay-per-view and stuff like that. But yeah, this wasn't the one I really had in mind. It was dope to see the Hell in a Cell back, the original thing. It was good to see that back. They tried their best to do stuff. The match probably was supposed to be longer than what it was, but maybe like Finn was just bleeding too much, and and they was just trying to taste of that. I don't know, I don't know. But like I said, it was a match. I want to say it's the main event. When I get off of this, I'm definitely going to see if I forgot a match. I'm trying to think because I truly don't want to just forget a match like that, But if I have to, I will. Main event was Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes came out and dang near made everybody emotional before he even set foot in the ring. He came out, hugged his baby. I got a daughter, right? So like to see her like waving and hugging her dad, like that dang near got me. And how she was just hugging her dad, and then he was dang near crying. And then he gave the belt to Brody Lee Jr. I didn't know that was Brody Lee Jr. because Brody Lee Jr. usually wears a mask on AEW. He gave his belt to him, and I was like, oh, God. I'm like, come on, Cody. Come on, Cody. You got to stop. Come on, man. Roman came out. Took Roman like 3 hours to get out. It took him 3 hours to go to the ring, and, Samantha, the announcer, she did her thing, man. Shout out to her, man. She did her thing announcing and stuff like that to get everybody excited and hyped. This match started, and it was old school, baby. And I love me some old school stuff. It wasn't no super dangerous stuff that they had to do. It wasn't risky stuff. It was good. It was some great back and forth. Solo getting his couple licks in, and then all of a sudden, a referee kicked him out when he hit Cody with the belt that he took from -1. I hope -1 got that belt back. Roman with its pizzazz of being the main eventer. Cody with the finish the story. It all worked. It all works. It built up. People's blood pressure was high and low. They tried. They got the crowd into it, and it was a great match. It was interference between the Usos came and interfered. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, they tried to even the score. They even beat up Roman. Excuse me, which was pretty dope. That was pretty good. You usually don't see a lot of stuff like that from the good guys, but Roman put those guys through so much heck and hell, it worked. So, and then we thought that was the end of the match when Cody tried to pin. It didn't work. It was going back and forth, and I called that Cody was going to hit Roman with 3 crossroads, but then he hit 2, and then Solo hit Roman with the Solo hit Cody with the Samoan spike, and then Roman went off the ropes 1, 2, 3, and a lot of people are mad, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk more about that. A lot of people are mad. I ain't gonna lie, I'm shocked. I did think that he was gonna win, Cody, but Roman won. But I'm not mad at that. But I understand it. We'll talk about that. I gotta hit up to work. What match did you guys enjoy? Did you guys enjoy WrestleMania? Was it better than night two better than night one? Let me know what you guys think. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.